Like, ask everybody what they think. Challenge. Hey, she's actually, this is Jim.
Yes, we met.
Yeah, we have. How are you doing?
We met. Doing good.
Bay, huh?
Yeah. Did that promo video for you.
You know, it was interesting, I got a phone call from a lady from Czechoslovakia who watched that.
Really?
She wanted to help you. Well, that went around the world.
I'm glad that worked out for you.
It's interesting. I have it up on embedded on my website, so it's kind of a permanent fixture there. Yeah. I've moved since then. I'm over on North Villa now in Clovis. Instead of a 120 square foot office, I've got a 240 square foot office. So it's a lot nicer. Yeah.
So you're a professional hypnotist.
Yeah.
So that was Alex right there with the moves that never thought he had. Alex Torchwood. As a teenager, dancing like crazy.
You were shot? And they're like, that was you? Yes, folks, that was me. That was me in high school, and oh boy.
Alex.
You don't even want to know what happened after that.
So over here with Jim Macy, who is hypnotherapist here in Fresno, Clovis area.
That's it. Yes.
So tell everybody about yourself. About if you want to talk about.
Oh, sure. I've been doing hypnosis since the mid 1950s, and that's my business. I have an office in Clovis on Villa Avenue and help people to overcome smoking, weight problems, stress, all types of things, and can even help people become more sensitive, or I suppose less sensitive, to paranormal activity if that's what they want to do.
So you help people overcome certain psychological
behavior patterns and habits. If they have a habit or a behavior that they're doing they don't want to do, they would like to stop, then I help them. I help with motion sickness, fear of a variety of things, anywhere from spiders to snakes to high places to water, and help them overcome learning disabilities so they can take tests more easily, have an easier time in school learning the subject matter, open up pathways that they have always been closed to before. And hypnosis is nothing magical. It's not mystical or spiritual or religious. It's not supernatural. It's simply a natural state of mind that everybody goes into every day, whether they're aware of it or not.
Now, I remember when I filmed that promo for you, you were doing a session with Scott and Jeannie.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how when you get into hypnosis, what you're doing is you're going deep into the mind, opening the books that have the hard memories of your life or your
everything since you were born.
So ever since that first breath that you took, those books have been written, and you go back to those books and you say, maybe this should be rediscovered, or maybe something should be changed, or you go deep inside to people's minds and you try to help them, because as we get older we lose access to those books, right?
We do. Those books are pretty much closed to us after the age of 14. You've got a phenomenal memory for remembering that.
Oh, I remember that. I was very intrigued with that session, and I took a lot of it to heart, because I wanted to know a lot of. I'm very curious about how the mind works, especially when you're in the paranormal. You want to know, is it your mind that's making you see ghosts, or are you actually seeing ghosts? And you helped me a lot when I was there filming that session with you. So
the conscious mind, the one that we use most of the time, only accounts for about 10% of our mind power. The other 90% is our subconscious mind. If you look at it this way, that the unconscious mind is the programming of the physical body. The subconscious mind is the programmer that writes the programs to make the body work. And the conscious mind is the guard that protects the programmer from having the programs all messed up, scrambled up. So in hypnosis, all we do is ask the conscious mind to step aside so that we can deal with the programmer directly and program different habits, behaviors, whatever it is that a person wants to change. They have to want to change it. I can't make them change it. And the only thing that I would say is that I don't go into their mind. All I am is their guide. They go into their mind, not me. So
you just help them get in deep into their minds, find those books. You're the one that sort of like helps them find their way back, because as we get older, we lose the ability to go back, because we get older, we pick up habits that lead us away from those books, and you sort of help them go back into those books, right?
Yeah, a lot of those books were written when we were children. For example, a parent will tell a child, don't run out in the street, don't chase the ball in the street, you'll get hit by a car. And so that becomes a program for the child, but now as an adult, we don't need that program to protect us. Perhaps the person is afraid to go across the street. They're afraid to cross streets. So we go back in, we find out, we being the person in me, go back in and find out that all originated with, at the age of 3 or 4 or 5 years old, when the parent was very angrily said, don't go in the street, a car will hit you and kill you. And now we find it from an adult perspective that it's not necessary to hold on to that kind of protective belief.
But some of us do hold on. It's sort of like a subconscious mindset that says, oh, when I was young, my mom said this, and to this day, that's what I go by. She said, don't do that. Don't do drugs. My mom says, don't do drugs when I was a kid, so I'm not doing drugs. So this is what sort of like you, in a way, you're trying to show people that when we were young, our books were programmed, and some of us still go by the books, and other of us went away from the books and started going and sort of like different directions, and we don't know where we are anymore.
And it's nice to get back in there and find out what the books are and what's really relevant and what we should discard. Those books get written on every day of our lives, and as you say, we get off on a wrong track.
We do. When we watch television sort of like creates that alternate mindset that people think that is how it's supposed to be. But television, it's all about entertainment. It's not about life.
And television is very hypnotic. What it does is it allows you to get into the program so much that you forget what's going on around you. So somebody you're really engrossed in a TV show, and somebody may say, Jesus, and you don't pay any attention to them until they come up and they touch you. And that breaks that spell of being hypnotized by the television. And then you, oh, yeah, what? Now you come back to the here and now. What was it? Or if you're watching a show and it's a very sad show, for me, I don't like to see animals injured, hurt, or abused. And so it becomes a very emotional issue for me to watch a show like that. And so I avoid them. If I didn't avoid them, I'd probably end up being a crying, babbling idiot. Because I get so much tuned into the show that I forget what reality is.
And I think a lot of people relate to that, because some people who don't have a social life, and they end up getting into either movies or TV shows, they end up becoming the TV show, they end up becoming the movie, and they have this alternate lifestyle that's unlike what was sort of like what they were supposed to have.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, that's I find a great deal of pleasure and enjoyment out of helping people become the